Bingo Blitz rules.
If your bingo has ads in it,
That's not a bingo.
if it doesn't have the coolest tournaments, mini games, and the most breathtaking design,
Nope, not a bingo.
if your bingo moment makes you feel so excited that you just want to burst in joy and scream out loud, bingo! Sorry, so you're playing...
Bingo Blitz? Now that's a bingo. Discover a world of excitement with Bingo Blitz, the #1 free bingo game. Download Bingo Blitz and play for free.
Now that's a bingo.
Sephora stores are everywhere you are. So just pop in when you need a brown lip to match your 90s playlist. A confidence boost before your interview? Or a last-minute gift for mom's birthday. There's always a Sephora near you. Just pop in. Use our store locator to find your local Sephora or Sephora at Kohl's.
This is what you do when you've just found that statement handbag on eBay and you want to build an entire wardrobe around it. You start selling to keep buying. Yep, on eBay. Over that all-black everything phase? List it and buy all the color. Feeling more vintage than ever? It's out with the new and in with the pre-loved. Next thing you know, you've refreshed your wardrobe basically without spending a dime. Yeah, eBay, the place to buy and sell new, pre-loved, vintage, and rare fashion.
Tuesday. See you next Tuesday. And the way I've been sitting on my feelings,
I've been waiting since you started Bridgerton. I've been waiting on you to get to this.
Melissa, I fear I am addicted to Queen Charlotte and Farmer, whatever his name is, Farmer Joe, Farmer Jack, Farmer. What's his name?
George.
Of
course, that's his first name.
Oh, true. I'm addicted.
Okay, so you've started season 3. Are you done with it?
That's not. Are you calling that one season 3, even though it's a?
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're the prequel to Bridgerton.
Yeah, we're not done because Mott's went to a baseball game the last 2 nights, which I was livid about because I was like, happy for you, but I need to watch. And it's one of those things that I'm not allowed to watch it by myself because he loves Bridgerton and he's loving Queen Charlotte. So like. Okay. I'm like, can I watch it without you? And he was like, no. Like, why would you say that? Even though I did finish season 2 when he had fallen asleep. And he was upset, but he was like, he got over it. But then he was like, before we started, I was like, we'll just watch those episodes again. And he was like, no, I just need you to recap everything that happened. And I was like, okay. And he's like, wait, what? And I was like, we can watch it. He's like, no, I want to watch it again.
He'll probably go back and watch the clips anyway.
Without a doubt he will. But he loved season 2 and he was like, he kind of wanted just to go straight to, he's like, I want to see Penelope. Take me straight there. And then we started that and I was like, wait, Melissa, rectify what she said. And she said, no, you have to go back. And Queen Charlotte has like stuff, it flashes forward. And even in the first episode, I was like, I'm so fucking glad that we did that because it flashed forward every episode it does. Yeah. It's not just like a couple times. And the actress who plays young Charlotte, first of all, mother-daughter, they're identical.
Phenomenal casting.
They look the way she carries her face is the same fucking way. And I'm like,
she does the same mannerisms.
The mouth?
I was like she studied her like to the T.
No, like they might share DNA. Like someone get a 23andMe test. Also, they look so much alike. It's like such a great cast. And that to me is really important when you have a young, like when men, when they get old, they all look the same. They look so different. I am just like obsessed because and we know that my second favorite character she obviously might be my first favorite character, but like I've been obsessed with the Queen. She's like my favorite. And then I'm also obsessed with Lady Danbury and it's literally like them getting to be friends. And I love seeing the Lady Violet, that Lady Bridgerton, seeing
as a child,
her as a kid, and then her dad versus her mom. And I'm like, oh my God, she's got a cool dad. And this is why she married well. And so you see that kind of thing where it's like history and these patterns kind of repeat over and over, that she values love, not because necessarily her parents were so in love, but like she loved her dad so much that she wanted her kids to feel that way about their dad. And in order for that to happen, she knew she had to love her husband.
Exactly.
Which I thought was just like so apt. Immediately, I can tell that Shonda wrote this one. Like,
yep. I know. Immediately.
Because you have in the first episode, you have the same monologue that you see from Kerry Washington. Like you have the iconic leading lady giving the monologue, which is basically talking at someone and being like, you don't know, like, I'm going to tell you what you think you know about me. And I actually know this about you. And I'm 5 steps ahead of you.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and to, add to Shonda's empire of things, because this didn't exist before the TV show. So her and the writer of the original Bridgerton series wrote a novel and then did this. And I started listening to the novel in audiobook form, and it's just the exact same thing. So I was like, I don't need to listen to it, but I understand why they did it. It's
so good. I'm upset again, the queen has the best fucking fashion in the whole show.
Of course she does.
To then show younger her being a fashion girly, I'm like, the outfits that she is giving in all of this are so stunning. Their chemistry between the two of them is palpable. Like, it's so fucking good. The way Lady Danbury, when we meet her husband, the way every time I would close my eyes and say, this man needs to die, this man needs to die. I was waiting for Queen Charlotte to meet him and go, girl, want me to kill your husband? Want me to off his head? Like, I was waiting for that moment. I was like, girl, tell her he needs to die. And then I was closing my eyes every time they would have a sex scene. And then my eyes were closed and Mons went, babe, I think it happened. Oh, it's definitely happening. I was like, he's dead? I was thrilled, like, through the fucking, like, God. And I know that actor felt so bad.
I know. And they put so much like makeup on him.
No.
And they just made him look hideous. Which because at first I felt a little bit bad about how I was looking at this man and being he's disgusting. But then I was watching interviews and I was like, this is that man?
No, yeah, they fully try, and I knew, I was like, there's no way this is what this man looks like in real life. Like, they gave him what I can describe as Albert Einstein hair, but they also gave him dentures and the kind of dentures you have in the Regency era. So this man has all gums, and then he's dressing with his little flowy pirate shirts, and then he's also a dick. So like, pick a struggle.
Right.
Old, ugly, and mean. And he's rich, and he has a title. But like, who? So
I also knew Shonda wrote it because during his entrance, I forgot his exact phrasing, but it was it's like a Black person phrase where like you go somewhere and you see something and like somebody else will be like, act like you've been here before. And he said it, but in that era of time, and I was like, that's Shonda.
Yep. That's what he said to her when they went to was it the Queens?
I think it was the first time they were going, because she was like, I can't have all these white people around me, I need some Black people. And then they went, and that's when it was said.
And I'm just like obsessed that they like stayed true to the relationships between all of the characters. So it's not like, oh, they pivot and they're like older women and now they have these personalities. It's like from the beginning, Lady Danbury goes, oh, hey girl. Like she sees the queen and immediately is not like, oh, my lady, like bowing. She goes, oh, sister, girlfriend, let's talk. Like, let me help you help us.
Right.
And like, she's being so fucking real with her and is not even like really waiting for a pause. Like, she's like, can I be honest with you? And she's like, please fucking do that. And I love that part of it because it matches up with how the queen is now. She doesn't want, like, she wants people to respect her, like, in the older version. Or, I mean, like, the older, like, present-day queen. She wants people to respect her, but respecting her is, like, leveling with her, is being honest. She's like, shut up with all the intricacies and all, like, the whatever. Like, be level with me. Like, be real with me. And so I think that, like, her quest to do that is just, you see that from the beginning. I'm obsessed with Brimsley because I was like, when we saw him, the older version of him, I was like, oh my God, obsessed with her like gay little footman. And then he's talking to the other blonde boy. And I was like, I turned to Mons, I went, we're about to get gay sex in this. Like, we're about to get some, and Mons was like, you think? I was like, no, without a doubt. The sexual tension here, brimming. And then we did, and I was like, first of all, what an adorable little quarters that they both have. Like, I'm like loving their little, like the Kingsmen, the Queensmen, like little quarters. And I am just like loving it. The storyline about George is, and his like mental health is like so devastating. And it was, but then as soon as like we've just gotten to the point where she finds him in the field and she like talks him down and like engages with him on these like delusions in a way, but like is like redirecting it. And so it's like in a safer area and all of that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, I love this. Because when we started getting into like the bloodletting and the leeches and shit and like the medical torture, I was like, this is what I didn't want to see. And like, I obviously like in being introduced to the king in the other seasons of Bridgerton, like as like present day, I obviously like love how that he hasn't been like sent away or whatever. Like it's very much still a relationship with love, and it's like meeting him where he's at and like not in like a shame stigma kind of a way. And so to see that like the starting phase of that, I like loved. I'm just like loving it. And like they're so fucking sweet together and like so like they clearly like care about each other so much, and like the fact that that's tracked through the present day, like you can still see there's like so much love there for each other, which is just so beautiful. And it's crazy to now learn that she's got like 17 fucking kids or whatever. I was like, where have they been hiding? Like,
she's ashamed of them.
No, Mott's literally said, how did she do that? And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, 17 kids in that era and she's still alive? And I was like, honestly, fags. Like, I guess she wasn't like the mom wasn't getting when she said, you child rearing hips. Because I was like, holy fuck. And yeah, those kids, not so great. Not so great. And I was like, you could be Nepo babies. Like, what are you going to do with this? You could have Nepo baby to make yourself a competing Lady Whistledown. You're not even doing that. But yeah, I'm just like loving seeing it. And I specifically like love the relationship and like seeing the difference of Lady Danbury's marriage compared to Lady Bridgerton's marriage. Like, and that is so like, it shows in the sense that it's like, we're not going to be showing people getting into the marriages like Lady Danbury. Like, that's not what the show's about. Like, and so that's like so nice to be like, it's not that it happened, but it's not focusing on those kinds of things. Like, I like the rewriting of history in the sense of like, this happened, but like, we're going to strive for the love stories and like people actually falling for each other and stuff and like valuing that. And I'm just obsessed. And the Pomeranian, as soon as he's like, oh, like, gonna bring a gift. And I literally turned to Moss and I went, it's gonna be a Pomeranian. This is about to be the start of the Pomeranians. But my question was, do Pomeranians with old age turn white? Because all of her Pomeranians are white.
There's nowhere they're the same Pomeranians, because Pomeranians.
No. But I would think that you would get the ones that remind you of this one, or did then she find the white ones and she said this matches the aesthetic more of all of my white ladies in waiting. Yeah, well, she has all of the white women with their white wigs and the white dogs. But yeah, I like love this actress. Like, she's so good. I like want to follow her career.
Yeah, she just she won an NAACP award this week. And her acceptance speech was so sweet. She's great.
She's phenomenal. Oh my God, she's in music videos.
As a podcast network, our first priority has always been audio and the stories we're able to share with you. But at Realm, we also sell some pretty cool merch, and organizing that was made both possible and easy with Shopify. When you think about successful businesses like Aloe or Allbirds or Skims, an often overlooked secret is the business behind the business that makes selling and, for shoppers, buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify. It's the home of the #1 checkout on the planet. And the not-so-secret secret that's definitely worth talking about is that Shop Pay boosts conversions up to 50%. That's more happy customers and way more sales going. If you're hoping to grow your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are scrolling or strolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Businesses that sell more, sell on Shopify. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout we use with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/realm, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/realm to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/realm.
The #1 selling product of its kind with over 20 years of research and innovation. Botox Cosmetic, out of botulinum toxin A, is a prescription medicine used to temporarily make moderate to severe frown lines, crow's feet, and forehead lines look better in adults.
Effects of Botox Cosmetic may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness may be a sign of a life-threatening condition. Patients with these conditions before injection are at highest risk. Don't receive Botox Cosmetic if you have a skin infection. Side effects may include allergic reactions, injection site pain, headache, eyebrow and eyelid drooping, and eyelid swelling. Allergic reactions can include rash, welts, asthma symptoms, and dizziness. Tell your doctor about medical history, muscle or nerve conditions including ALS or Lou Gehrig's disease, myasthenia gravis, or Lambert-Eaton syndrome and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects. For full safety information, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
See for yourself at BotoxCosmetic.com.
Get softer, smoother, and more even-toned skin after just one use with the new Gentle Exfoliating line from Cetaphil. Formulated with a unique triple acid blend that promotes surface skin cell renewal, these gentle chemical exfoliators remove dead skin cells and refine skin's texture while hydrating, resulting in softer, smoother, more even-looking skin. Shop the new Cetaphil Gentle Exfoliating line in the face and body aisles at your local Target store or online at Cetaphil.com.
Have you got into their TikToks?
No. Only because it's been out for so long that it won't filter spoilers. So I'm going to wait until, and I only think we have 3 episodes. I think we might.
That's why I don't know, because it's been a while since I've watched it and I don't remember exactly what happens where. So I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil anything.
There's only 6 episodes, and I think we've watched 4, or at least 3. Like I think we're bare minimum, we're at least halfway through.
Okay.
So I want to finish it. Like I'm like told myself, like I need us, because this part, as we're recording this, the second part of Penelope's season just dropped, and so I told Monta, I was like, I need us to finish this by Queen Charlotte. I need to finish Queen Charlotte by this weekend, like before this weekend, because I want to spend this weekend then also watching Penelope, so then we can talk about it next week.
Yes, great, because then it's still fresh in my head. I'll watch the remainder of it this weekend too. But I do know the definite split point in case you don't get through all of it. But, okay. But I know the definite split point, so I'll be able to talk separately about them.
And we watched the first 5 minutes, maybe not even the first 5 minutes, the first 30 seconds. And I gotta say, I didn't know how they were gonna glow up Nicola Coughlan, because at bare bones, she's gorgeous. Like she is stunning, gorgeous, flawless, beautiful, even in the quote unquote dowdy Featherington like wardrobe. And like she even said in interviews that like they didn't do her hair as nicely, or the makeup, like it was supposed to not be the most like flattering or whatever. And I'm like, couldn't have told you that. I couldn't have guessed, because like she's so beautiful that like, and so I was like, how the fuck? And she's like, talk about how like Penelope has a great glow up this season. I was like, how? Like, what do you mean? Like she's just point blank beautiful. She steps out of that goddamn fucking carriage and I went, oh my God. Like it's as if they have a ring light tracking her.
And
She's
we
been
haven't
sprinkled
even,
with fairy dust.
and you haven't even got to the actual glow up yet.
No, and I'm shocked.
It gets more.
I was like, how is this possible? And like the dress, like everything. I was like, girl, you were already, I didn't know how it could get better than the best.
Well, and it gets even better than that.
And I'm shocked. And like, you know, they said Colin gets a glow up too. And I said, good. Like,
yeah,
I needed that. He needed it. But like for her, I went, where are you going?
Yeah.
How do you go up
and
from
she's
here?
been talking about how she's excited for everybody to see her perfect breast. And even as a straight woman, I'm like,
I'm excited to see her
I would
perfect
like to
breasts.
see it.
I love titties. Titties are so fun. And like, I did see though that now that that the second part is dropped, Luke Thompson, is it Luke Thompson? No, that's who plays
Luke
Benedict.
Something.
No,
Luke man.
The man Luke. He was like photographed with his like girlfriend like walking away somewhere like holding hands, and people are like, ugh, part 2 definitely just dropped. They're like, this is the PR is over. Like, why? And I was like, well, understandable, but like gorgeous.
Thompson.
Okay, I was right.
No, Newton. The other that
hell.
plays.
There's too many.
There's 2 Lukes. The one that plays Benedict. His name is Thompson.
I was right. Okay, yeah. Okay, so I was right.
Newton.
So the other one is Luke Newton. And so yeah, he was photographed with his girlfriend, and people were like ignoring this so I can maintain the fantasy. I'm still watching. And I was like, great. But I just like, I love, and I'm like so deeply obsessed with her. And now I can't stop getting more Dairy Girls content on my For You page. And I never finished it. I think I watched the first season. And now I'm like, Mots, you gotta watch this with me. Like, we gotta get back to it. Like, because I also just like miss my internal monologue being in a dairy accent. Like, cause like when you like watch it for that long, it just starts being like, oh my God. Like, it's just so good.
I've never seen it because I thought it was for children. But the more clips I see, I'm like, I can get into this.
You would love. It's so fucking chaotic. Like, there's just one clip about one scene of being like, oh, it's like you don't like this person because they're gay, and they're like, no, I don't like them because they're English. It's like, I don't give a shit about the gay thing. And it's so funny. Like, they're all just so funny and like so over the top. Like, and I love that, especially in like high school shows, because you are dramatic in high school. Like, you are not subtle. And so like they do it like so fucking well. So it's really good. But we also have to start, Love Island just started. And so I'm like, we have to finish Bridgerton.
I've been seeing stuff about that on Twitter, and it seems like people think it's great so far.
Yes, there is a little bit of a mind fuck because we've reached a level of fillers and plastic surgery where all of the women look indistinguishable. Like, they all look the same. They like did not do because like new people come in pretty much every week. So this, from what I've seen, and maybe I'm only seeing these clips, and so there's more people on it. But all of the girls are white, fake tan, brown hair, and they all look the same. And from what I've heard, for some people are saying that like they don't love the opening cast, and they're hoping for more people to come in. But usually what happens is when the opening cast is not like, they're kind of all similar, they're not that great, then the first bombshells that come in become like, they really fucking shake it up. So I'm so excited to see it. But yeah, I do feel bad for the women, because while I think it is helpful for other people to let you know that you may have gone you may have gotten lost in the sauce, and the sauce being Juvederm, I think it is hard.
Too early.
Yeah. I think it's hard when it becomes like meme-ified. Anything else that you have?
I mean, honestly, this weekend, what did I do this weekend? What's this? Yeah. Avia came over and we watched the Grey's Anatomy season finale. It's a good time. Highly recommend anyone that hasn't been watching, they got a new showrunner this season and it rejuvenated the show. It's very good. So if you dropped off, come back. Yeah, and I had to turn in the first 10 pages of my script that I'm working on. So
hell
I finished that, and I had to do like an episode by episode outline for everything. So I had to do 60 paragraphs of information plus the first 10 pages. So we'll see what my notes are, but so far it's been good.
Fuck yes.
Yeah.
Productive weekend.
Mm-hmm.
What was the song they used in the finale of Grey's Anatomy? Don't they always do like big like?
They haven't really done that anymore. Oh. Do you remember there was a point where like it at the end of TV shows they'd be like, download this on iTunes or whatever. Since they stopped doing that, they haven't really been doing big songs anymore.
Because I know that the whole reason why Taylor Swift released White Horse, which is a song from her second album. No, I think it might be Fearless. I think it might have been her. Well, that is her second album. That she thought that like they already had like the sad songs covered on that album, and so she was going to scrap it. And then her favorite show's Grey's Anatomy, and then got a call from like Shonda Rhimes and like the director, whatever, and like she had like told her agents that like dreamed to have a song on the show, and they were like, hey, they want you to play some songs for them because let's see if they'll put it on the show. And she was like, oh my god. And so she played them White Horse, and they were like, what's up? Yep. This one, we're obsessed, we love it. And she was like, okay, don't know if I'm gonna release it. And they were like, well, we'll put it on the show. And she said, okay, I'll put it on the album. Like, was like, if Shonda Rhimes says that she loves it, she was just like, say less, it's on the album, adding it right now, sending it to the record label. And then it was on, and that's how like a lot of people discovered her music, because it was of that era where it would be like brand new songs dropping. Vampire Diaries did that too. Like I discovered a ton of music that way.
Yep. That's what like the CW, I feel like that's how they were getting a lot of money at one point. Mm-hmm. But that fell off of TV, really. They stopped doing that.
Because I used to always say that like music placement would be, if I like could pick any other job in the industry space, it would be music placement, and then it would be like probably like an art department kind of thing. Not prop, but like something where it's more creative, not day of, like building things or making things. But yeah, I love when they pick like that, those kinds of songs. But I finally got myself off of Grey's Anatomy TikTok, because I was on it for a while because I'm on Shonda TikTok. And the way I need to stop seeing these women in scrubs covered in blood, that I was like, every time Mats is like holding on to it, I go, skip.
I haven't even seen that, so I don't know what part of Grey's Anatomy TikTok you were on.
I don't know. I think it was also because I kept watching clips from The Good Doctor.
Oh.
That led me there. Also, did you know that Nicola Coughlan was the first person to get cast in Bridgerton? Mm-hmm. And famously, Shonda pretty much exclusively casts from tape. Mm-hmm. And most people don't do callbacks or chemistry reads or anything. It's just one tape, and she knows. And I was like, that's crazy, because the chemistry everyone has is like so insane. And then they built everything else around, like as soon as they had her, they were like, okay, cool, now we pick everyone else.
Yep. I saw that recently.
I was like, damn, imagine getting picked by Shonda. You couldn't tell me shit after that. I'd become
You couldn't tell me shit, especially because like they build the show around you, and then
oh my god, yeah,
they're also like, she's just like waiting for when her Luke comes, which is what she said. She was like, I'm waiting for him to, or not Luke, Colin to come, and then he just kind of showed up, and they were sitting together chatting, and she was like, okay. Like, I think it was at like a dance rehearsal or something, and he didn't know who Lady Whistledown was.
Oh yeah, I think she said most people didn't for the beginning,
but it's in the book.
Yeah, well, I don't think all of them.
A lot of people didn't read the book, homework. But yeah,
they read their scenes.
Yep.
I'm obsessed. It did make me curious though, if then if she was number one on the call sheet, because of the Lady Whistledown aspect, because like I would think like it would normally be Simon, because they always put men first because misogyny, and then Daphne, and then I would think maybe Eloise, but then I was starting to think, I was like, but you have the Lady Whistledown aspect, she might have been number one.
And the thing is, like, everybody else's characters are going to eventually leave, and her character won't ever leave.
And when it said that like she was the first to be cast, I was like, oh, that usually indicates number one on the call sheet, because you have the staple and the one that stays, and then you build the world around that. And so I was like, damn, have you been keeping that in check? Because I was like, I never got the ego of number one on the call sheet from you. Like, so if you can just
probably
like
is
keeping this in check, what a flex.
And she's not even a Bridgerton, which is, well, not yet, but which is funny.
I know. But I'm like, okay, loving it. Also, I will say the coloring of Queen Charlotte, I like a lot more.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's less saturated 2013 blogger style.
There was one thing I was going to say on that.
Max Bankman, I'm the new doctor.
Welcome aboard the Odyssey.
ABC Thursdays.
This ship is heaven. We're tending to our passengers' dreams. I'm in.
From 911 executive producer Ryan Murphy comes a splashy new drama on a luxury cruise ship with Joshua Jackson and Don Johnson.
It's your job to keep everyone alive.
She's in VFib. 1, 2, 3. Clear.
I have a pulse.
You're going to be okay.
Dr. Odyssey. Thursdays, 9/8 Central on ABC. And stream on Hulu.
What's up, everyone? It's Noah Daniels.
Hey, y'all. I'm JJ.
Hey, guys. It's Kat.
And we're your hosts of the Real Hauntings podcast, where we bring on guests to share their first-hand encounter ghost stories and supernatural experiences. Now on to the trailer.
I've been warned to not tell this story, but I think because of the way it ends, it's okay to tell this story, because some people say that with certain entities, to like speak of them or talk about them or in any way like portray them as powerful will attract them to other people. The creepiest thing about it to me is a lot of times it would wait for me to notice it. Like it would just lay its arm out like this, and then I'd be like, where is it? Where is it? And then I'd see it, and then it would just slither back.
For more information on the Real Hauntings, Real Ghost Stories podcast, make sure you check out real.fm to learn more about our podcast and many other amazing podcasts.
With something like 5 million podcasts, finding a really good one can take a ton of time. So let me recommend one. It's called Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and in each episode, we discuss topics that can be really helpful, like how to read people better, the psychology of crowds, or fun things like the story of Legos, or why you probably wouldn't be here if it weren't for horses. Something You Should Know is the name of it, wherever you get your podcasts.
I don't remember, but I'm happy that you're almost completely caught up, because the only person that I can talk about this with really is Melanie. Sonam watches, but like she doesn't really want to gab about it.
Ugh, that's the best part about
I know
watching TV shows for the girlies is made so we the girlies can have a full dissertation afterwards. Mm-hmm. Like I need to consume all the other media about it and then talk to everyone else I know about it. Like where's the fun? I can't just watch something and then leave it there. I can if it's not a girly show. That Slow Horses one, the British crimes of just men being quiet and sulking. I go, of course you don't need to talk about this with your friends.
Yeah. Whatever.
Ugh, I love it. I can't wait to finish it.
How's your yard work going?
It's going. We finally laid our pathway, like the walking path. It like took a little bit longer than expected, and we had to like redo a couple of the spots yesterday. But it took us it's like a couple attempts, and I give everything to tell Mott's where I'm like, because I love him to death. This boy does not love planning. This boy loves just getting in and winging it, and then is upset if it doesn't work. And I go, you have to pick a struggle. You either have to be cool with winging it and then learning from our mistakes, which I'm also fine with. Like I'm fine with like getting our hands dirty, trying it. Like I'm definitely more of like that person. But I was like, or we plan and then we still might run into issues, but then we can kind of problem solve ahead of time. And so he's learning to be more okay with that. But we also went to a new native plant nursery that our neighbor had recommended. And was just like it was in the middle of fucking nowhere. And I was like, we're going to the wrong place. Like, there's literally no way. I'm seeing so many American flags. I'm like, this feels like somewhere you'd go if you're like, I want to buy a dog from a breeder. Like, And then I saw a bunch of like kennels, and I went, why was I getting dog vibes? And then suddenly we see a bunch of kennels. I'm like, I don't know why. I didn't see any dogs, but it was just giving me that vibe. And it was just such an odd random place. And we like go down this like unmarked, like paved dirt road. And I was like, where the and then we just turn into what is like it looks like wildlife preservation center, and it's gorgeous. There's like a museum, and then there's like this whole native plant like nursery. And like we found like one of the people who worked there, I think it was her, I think she owns it. And she was like, asked us if we needed any help, and we were like, oh yeah, so we're trying to plant something between a fig tree and an avocado tree. And she went, I just did this is what you can do. And she's just like rattling things off and like saying like the species name in like the full like Latin version from the top of her like head, and is explaining all of it to us. And we were like, this is like the most helpful thing in the world. And we got some new plants, and we're gonna hopefully plant those later, and then we're gonna work on some of the other ones. And then I think Mats went to the hardware store today to like pick up more mulch and all that stuff, because if we're gonna use a fertilizer again, we got to do it when it's not sunny, it's not hot, and it's not windy, because we did it before when it was like 70 degrees, overcast, like towards the end of the day, and because we don't want to subject our neighbors to that. And we met another neighbor who, they were the most recent to move in our area, but they've like lived there for a while, but I haven't like met them. And I met them, and they have a dog named Soup, which I was like, Soup? I'm going to love you guys, because I'm obsessed with that as a name for a dog. Soup.
S-O-U-P?
Yep. Greatest name I've ever heard. Soup. And we heard about it through our other neighbors. And so when we were talking to them, Moms was like, I kind of wanted to ask about Soup, but I didn't want to be weird and be like, I know your dog name because our other neighbors told us. But yeah, so it's going well. And it only was up until yesterday where I realized how fleeting this period is going to be, because it was hot yesterday, and I was like, we've got to get this done quick, because I was withering away.
It's also wild how drastically it, like, I feel like in the fall, winter times and spring times, like our temperatures are relatively close to each other.
Yep.
Then when it starts getting hot, it's like a 10, 15, 20 degree difference.
We went from 70 degrees, like a 70 degree high, and maybe even a 69 degree high with like 70% humidity, to 87 degrees, 0% humidity. Like,
and
in
right
one
now
day.
For me, it's 71 degrees.
Let me see what it says here now. Right now it's 76, high of 79, but 53% humidity. But it's telling me that Saturday, 90 degrees. Next Saturday, 95 degrees.
And the high for Saturday for me is 78. And we're not even far away from each other.
There's got to be a fluke on one of these ends.
No, but like, it's not hot here. Like, it's not
I haven't
hot.
been outside. It was hot here yesterday.
It wasn't hot
also
yesterday.
hot at the nursery.
I think it was
yesterday,
70 yesterday.
I think it was just dry yesterday where we were, because it wasn't as bad when we were out here, but I mean at the house, but it was bad when we were at this place and it was dry.
When we were location scouting for Mr. Student Body President, there's some stuff after your character had graduated where we went to a summer camp, and it sounds like it's like the same type of area that you were in. So I wonder if it's the same area.
Yeah, probably. And Mons was like, are we even in LA City anymore? And I was like, I have no freaking idea. Like, it was.
I know. I hated that because it was like right on the border of where, like, if you're not familiar with the film industry, there's like a border where they consider it local.
Yep.
And then you don't have to pay for like travel and stuff. But it was so far out, but it was right. It was like half a inch maybe away from where the border is. And it's just infuriating.
It's cruel. I've done 2 projects like that. One of them was exclusively night shoots.
So was this one.
It's 2 hours away. Mm-hmm. 2 hours away. And I'm like, and the morning, you have to drive back with morning traffic. And I was like, the fact that I don't get lodging is crazy. Yeah. And I got to the point where I was like, I'm Ubering and I'm paying out of my own pocket. And then there was another one where it was like next to fucking Six Flags. So it's like almost 2 hours away. And I got strep throat. And then I was like, someone needs to put me in a motel because I am taking antibiotics and I'm sick and I have to keep doing this. And it was summer and we were doing winter clothes. And I was just sweating by a fireplace.
I was wearing reflective shoes because I was like, if I go missing, y'all know what I was wearing. And people were like, oh, you're so funny. I'm like, I'm being fucking serious.
Yeah, people need to remember that like there are lots of recorded incidents of people who are working, like actors and crew in production who are working on like night shoots or long shoots who get in car accidents. Mm-hmm. Because
it happened on that set too.
It happens. I don't know that I've ever been on a set where it hasn't happened. If you have a night shoot, someone's hitting something, getting hit. Yep. So, yeah, it probably was that area. But it was gorgeous, and we're going to keep doing more. And I'm doing this in a video. Like, I'm filming the whole thing. And I'm so lucky to have a sponsor for it. So it has to go up sooner rather than later. And so I'm like, I'm just working nonstop so I can get this shit fucking done. And then we can move on to our planter boxes. Hopefully before it gets to be too hot, or I will just be in the bay window directing mots like an airplane person. Yep. So yeah, I'll send you pictures.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, that's it for See You Next Tuesday. We will see you next Tuesday.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the co-hosts of the Christmas. Let me try that again. Merry Christmas, everybody. My name is Eric Peterson. I'm here with my good buddy,
Danny Jordan.
And we are the hosts of Christmas Countdown Show.
We're so thrilled to be bringing the merriment to you all this holiday season.
It's going to be awesome.
It's going to be massively merry, gigantically jolly, fantastically festive, as some people might say, Eric. We are all about alliterations, and we are all about Christmas spirit. On Christmas Countdown, we love to count down our top 10 favorite things related to the holiday season. That could be food, movies, music, everything that we all love about this massively merry good time. So wherever you get your podcasts, make sure you click that subscribe button. Eric, are you ready?
I am ready, and we hope that you are too. Merry Christmas, everybody. Let's go. It should be like, let's go, ho, ho, ho.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
Contained herein are the heresies of Radolf Buntwine, erstwhile monk turned traveling medical investigator. Join me as I study the secrets of the divine plagues and uncover the blasphemous truth that ours is not a loving God, and we are not its favored children. The heresies of Radolf Buntwine, wherever podcasts are available.
Hey, are you ready for some real talk and some fantastic laughs? Join me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa DeMonts, for Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong?
We're serving up 4 hilarious shows every week designed to entertain and engage and, possibly enrage you.
And Don't Blame Me, we dive deep into listeners' questions, offering advice that's funny, relatable, and real.
Whether you're dealing with relationship drama or you just need a friend's perspective, we've got you.
Then switch gears with But Am I Wrong, which is for listeners who didn't take our advice and want to know if they are the villains in the situation.
Plus, we share our hot takes on current events and present situations that we might even be wrong in our lives. Spoiler alert, we are actually quite literally never wrong.
But wait, there's more. Check out See You Next Tuesday, where we reveal the juicy results from our listener polls from But Am I Wrong?
And don't miss Fisting Friday, where we catch up, chat about pop culture, TV, and movies. It's the perfect way to kick off your weekend.
So if you're looking for a podcast that feels like a chat with your besties, listen to Don't Blame Me, But Am I Wrong on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday.